What's up, guys? Welcome to week 4 recap. Joining us is always Mr. Cortez Peoples,
What
the
up?
man of the peoples. And then we have our special guest from the Thunder. We have Antoine Peterson, guys. Thank you for
Yo,
joining us, Antoine.
appreciate it.
Oh, no, appreciate you. Well, we're going to get right into it. We're not going to waste no time. 12 o'clock game, first game, 76ers versus the Celtics. Celtics move to 3-1. Sixers lose this game, going to 1-3. Score was 81-63. Celtic win. First half, Boston 37. Philly, well, it's not Boston and Philly, but Celtics and Sixers 37-26. Celtics had a great first half, and then the Sixers actually matched that 37 from the first half and the second half of the Celtics, but the Celtics had 44. They topped their first half and ended up with 81. 18-point win. We're gonna start with you, Mr. Peterson. How do you feel about each of these teams, starting with the Sixers?
Well, me personally, I didn't get to play them yet, but based off what I see, they is a great all around team. But I feel like they missing certain things to put them at like a average team. Because right now, I believe they like a below average.
Mm, okay, so what makes them below average? Like,
I
what
feel
would you
like
say? Yeah, contributes to that.
it's the players. Like I feel like they really only have one or two go to players,
Mm. So
which is Jonathan Townsend and who's the other one?
Miles
Um,
Bergen.
yeah, Mouse.
Okay. Well, going into this, how do you feel they fared against the Celtics?
They played good when I had tuned in. When I had tuned in, they was down like 7. I actually thought they had a chance to beat them, and then next time I looked, they was getting blew out.
No. So
Everything's
that's where you feel like them only having those one or two guys to be able to do it kind of comes into play.
yeah. That's when you need like that third person that could go score the ball at will.
Okay. All right. So how you feel about the Celtics in this game?
And you already know how I feel about them.
I don't know.
They they
Enlighten
they
us.
put a they put a beating on us.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I really got them going all the way.
Think they can win again?
Yeah, I feel like they can win again
Mm.
with
Okay.
Ryan and Andrade. Those two actually great players down low.
Yeah, they are. Andrade, I like Andrade a lot. And Phil Andrade, that's my
And
boy.
then Sims give you the energy. That's
Yeah, he
all you
definitely
need.
brings the intensity to that
That's
team.
all you. That's really all you need.
Hmm. Well, Mr. Peoples, how do you feel about this game?
Well, for starters, Jonathan Townsend need to play both halves. He had 16 points in the second half. So obviously he need to play the first half as well. Also defense, defense, defense. Um they were definitely standing the game with the Celtics in the beginning. I apologize. Let's go.
Yeah, they were staying.
They
They
were
were staying
definitely
with the Celtics.
they were definitely in the game with the Celtics, defensively. Second half came around, they start just jacking up shots and not getting good and effective shots. And let's keep in mind the Sixers had their whole team now. Had KT Bobo and they had Zach Austell as well. He took more shots this time. He had 7. Yay. But I mean he still didn't produce like he should, you know. I mean I knew when he was in high school, so I know he could put in buckets, but right now, uh, he just ain't doing too much for me right now. And then Jordan, he had an okay game. No, he didn't actually. Um, wait a minute, yes, he did. He had 8, but I think all those came in the second half. Cause he, and then when we talk about the Celtics, they did all this without Sims, and then they're still missing Jared. And who else they be missing?
They were missing.
They
Yeah,
missing the other Kwasnicker brother. So I mean, they just played their game. Actually, they played to their tempo. Antonio Phillips had an efficient game. 1 for 3 from the 3-point line. 2 for 2 from the free throw line. So that's pretty good, pretty efficient. And then of course, Kwasnicker had a good game. So I mean, they did what they set out to do, was just get the ball up and score points, and they did. They scored 81 points without Vashawn, Jared, and the other brother. So I mean, that's pretty good. So I mean, that's all I have to say about this game.
yeah. It's the funny thing is, like, you look at the you look at the this game, and it came down to free throws. The Celtics made 16 free throws out of their 18, and the Sixers only took 6 of them. Like, that's really what it came down to. Like, they made the same amount of threes as them. Like, they missed 4 more shots. So that, like, out of when it comes to shots, this is like an 8-point game. But free throws made it you feel me? Like, made it an 18-point game. Like, I think that the Celtics did a really good job making the referees blow their whistle. I think they just got pounded. They pounded them in the paint and got the foul, got the finishes, made the free throws. Like, I think that's just they just stayed consistent and went to their game throughout the whole game. I think that's the championship aspect of this team. Like, they understand how to win and how to dominate. Like, that's what makes the Celtics different than a lot of other teams in this league to me. So that's what I look for too, with teams that have a lot of talent. Yeah, you can play, but can you dominate? So that's how I feel about this game. But we'll go to the next game. We have the Grizzlies and the Bulls. Wire to wire game. Great game. This was. Watch it from the sideline as I was. I was on the bench watching it. So, since I'm not in it, I could see it a lot better. There wasn't the first half, the score was 58-57. Grizzlies edged the Bulls by 1 point, came down to 1 possession. Grizzlies win 38-26 in the first half, but the Bulls make a push in the second half, win in the second half 31-20, but just 2 points shy of the win. Chad White, 21 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. Chris White, 18 points. Jamario Brown, 3 for 3 from the field, 7 points. Jeremiah Mitchell and Daryl Harris back in the lineup since the jerseys came in. So it's their week 1. But you had Benny Munoz with 21 points. Doing what he needed to do, and you had 16 points from Miguel Munoz. The Munoz brothers firing it up. They made a combined 7 threes put together. They were lighting it up. We'll go with you, Mr. Peoples. How did you feel about this game?
So with this game, I was confused almost, because I was like, man, this game is really fired up. But then I had to remember that, they did beat you guys 2 games in a row. So I knew that y'all was going to come out and be very, very, very aggressive and very, very, very attentive to beating the Bulls. But also the Bulls was very attentive to beating y'all. So 2 people stood out to me from the Grizzlies. Not Chris, not Chad. But my boy, Rich Kirk, hit 2 big threes in the second half that really that really stood out because he hit him in times where it was needed a lot from that corner. He
Yeah.
knocked him down. And another guy, and he was an energy guy, Jamario Brown. He came in with the energy from the start. And even though, I mean, he only scored 7 points, but he went 3 from 3 for field goal. Like, that's big. Like, I mean, 3 for 3. Wait a minute, am I looking at it right? Yeah, 3 for 3.
Yeah.
And like just his energy meant a lot. And I mean, Jeremiah Mitchell, he's a big, big guy, um, guarding other good players. So I would like to see more out of him as the season go along. But I feel like that's a great pickup for you guys, just to have a good defender like him, because he can defend. I just want to see him go throughout the season defending the better players in the league. Bulls. What can I say? The Munoz brothers definitely came to play. And where is Seth Johnson? Is he on the team? Like I'm still confused. Like I thought they had Seth Johnson on the team. Like, ain't he like 6'10", 6'9", something like that?
6'9", something like that. Yeah.
Like, where is he? Like, did he show up Sunday or the Sunday before that? Or guess what? The Sunday before that? Because I ain't seen him. If y'all find him, please let me know. And then obviously Herb didn't have a game like he did last week. He only had 6 points. He had what, 23, 24
Yeah,
last
20.
week?
I think he had 22 last week.
Right. So that's a big loss. And then you had Bobby with 8, and you had Nick Crow with 6. That's not gonna get it done when you playing a good defensive team like the Grizzlies. Honestly, the Grizzlies should have won this by more than what they did. But they didn't make some shots, and they went 6 for 13 from the 3-point line. So I mean, that's not me saying the Bulls are bad. It's just that game, the game on Sunday, the Grizzlies should have won by more than just 1 point. But I mean, it's good to see them get this victory. So good job, Grizzlies.
All right. What you got? Mr. Peterson?
Yeah, I can agree with the Bulls thing. I feel like they always start off good, and then when it comes to the second half, they start to crumble. Like, they don't know how to finish a game, really. They depend on who is it, Benny? I feel like they depend on him too much to score the most, and nobody else come behind them. And then let me see, Bobby with 8 points. I feel like he could do more than that. Nick Crow didn't have a good game. Not the Nick Crow that I know. Let me see. And then I go to Memphis. Chris Wright. I said Chris Wright. Chris White, Chad White, 2 great players. 21 and 18. Yeah, I just feel like the Bulls didn't have nobody to stop them, with Seth not playing his game.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's a good. I don't disagree, but at the same time, like, so playing the Bulls, I enjoy playing the Bulls. I do, and I was upset that I didn't play. So Walter Hudson was out, and Wally Watson also didn't play this game. He was not.
That's big too. That was big.
So we had no Wally
guard,
Watson.
right?
That's our guard. Yes, he didn't play this game. So that was a lot of buckets that was probably would have been on the board. Maybe another possible 15 or 20 points on the board between those two players. Like this is a big win for the Grizzlies to be able to keep the Bulls at 57 points. That's really hard to do because this Bulls is a high scoring team. They like they're not the greatest defensively, but they are like a really good offensive team.
Yeah, and they
They're
Like
come
gritty.
Steph
together.
Johnson. Yeah, Steph Johnson. I don't know. Like I don't know what happened. Like he started playing the game, and then once he sat, he never got back in. So I'm not sure
Who
what
was
that
that?
was about.
Who was that?
Hey, that's my boy. I
Don't
don't know
don't
what was going on.
don't he have a
I asked.
brother on the team?
He does
He
have a
wasn't
brother,
there.
Riley Johnson. He wasn't there though.
That's the 7-footer.
Yeah, that's the footer.
Oh,
Yeah,
big boy.
the guy's huge. Yeah, but no,
Yeah,
but I think
I haven't
that
seen. You can go.
no, you good. I think that the Bulls definitely could have played this game a lot better. I think that um Benny Munoz, we did a good job forcing him to take some uncomfortable shots. But he still made a lot of them, and when they mattered, he made them. And especially that was in the second half. Nick Crow, I wasn't sure exactly what was going on. He did a really good job down low. He had 11 rebounds. Like this wasn't a pity pay game. Like this was a game. This was a dogfight. Honestly, this came down to who wanted to win. Like this was people was on the ground diving. Like it was.
Mm-hmm.
This was a very intense game for both teams. Like, and I think that was the thing about it. Like, it's just whoever came to play was gonna come to play. And if anybody on any of these teams could have did anything. Jeremiah Mitchell went 2 for 10. Imagine if he played week 1, 2, 3. You know, like there's so many factors that plays into these games. Like we got new players. We want to beat them. These new players know about the rivalry. It's not a rivalry, but like the fact that they would beat us and we need to beat them. Like they beat us twice. We need to beat them. Like we got to beat them. So I'm glad that we pulled this win out. That's all. I don't want to stay on this topic too long. So we'll go Warriors and Thunder. This is your game, Antoine.
I'm
Warriors
a, I'm
top
a,
the Thunder, 77.
I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go first on this one.
Okay, they topped the Thunder 77-23. First half, Warriors come out firing. They put up 43 points to Thunder 29, which actually isn't bad. Putting up 29, 30 points in the first half, but 43 points is a lot for any team to have in a half. And then 24-34 in the second half. Final score 77-53. Top scorer for the Warriors, 23 points, Tyrese Mosley. 9 for 17 from the field, 4 for 12 from three. 50% free throw shooting, 1 for 2. And you got Otis Houston with 12 points on 5 for 7 shooting, 2 for 4 from the free throw line, along with 4 rebounds and an assist and a steal. And then Kwani Blackman also had a really good game. Like he was finding guys where they needed to be. And then double for Antonio Marshall, 10 points and 10 rebounds. Led the team in rebounding. And smallest guy on the floor. Led them in rebounding. And then, but for the Thunder, it was some flashes of brilliance in this game. Like at a point, Keyshawn Williams, 5 for 7 from the field, 14 points, 6 rebounds. Got an assist in there, got a steal as well. Then you got CJ Link with 14 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. And then Antoine Peterson with a double-double, 11 points, 12 rebounds, also with 2 steals and a block. Great defensive game from him. But just not enough to overcome the 77 points from the Warriors. Mr. Peoples,
Yo.
how do you feel about this Warriors team with Antonio Marshall playing for him now?
Oh, my God. It's going to be hard to stop him. Because you definitely can't double Tyree. Because Antonio Marshall arguably can score just like Tyree can. And one thing I have to say is Otis Houston is being used the way that he should be used right now. Just by this one game. Because now the floor is going to be spaced. So now, once the ball go inside to Otis, you notice Otis going to take a 3, right? He's going to take a 3-pointer. All his points came from the inside. So now they had 4 guys out, and they had Otis on the inside, and he was able to go to work, had more room to go to work at. By that, and I know in prior a podcast, we were like, Otis might have to take a back seat, things of that nature. But by seeing the game Sunday and how they're using him, he can be very effective doing what he's doing on the inside, and he's very determined to prove that he can be a vital person on this team. So I mean, I like the way they're using him. Thunder. Oh man, I'm so mad about this team because they have so much talent from top to bottom. It's just there's no leader. There's no ground leader, and there's no identity on this team that they can fall to when they are getting like when they're not when shots aren't falling. Like who can they get the ball to and go get a bucket? Or are they willing to change up defenses? Not go man, but go a zone or come together and learn a 1-3-1 or 1-2-2, things in that nature. Like because man isn't always gonna work. Sometimes you just have to do different things. Boxing one. Well, not so much boxing one, but just an identity for this team. 0-4 with all this talent. There's no way. Granted, they played the Grizzlies. Wait a minute, did y'all
we didn't play that yet.
No, y'all played. So y'all played the Warriors. Y'all played the
Celtics,
Nets,
Lakers,
and the Lakers.
Okay. Granted, they played probably the 4 top teams in the league. Granted, so I mean, I'm looking to see how they're gonna bounce back and see if they can get on track. Like I said, they need a leader and an identity. Can they find it? Yes, I believe they can. It's just I don't know when they're gonna do it, and hopefully they don't do it when it's too late. But I mean, the Warriors are gonna be a team to beat, and right now they're my team to beat. Honestly.
Well, for me, I'm not gonna lie, I think that the Thunder have to come up with a way to utilize the smarter players on their team. And because the smarter players on their team, like, I'm just going to be honest, like Marcel, like, he understands schemes and how to get open and, like, where players need to be to play their game. And I think that they're going to have to be able to listen to him in order to do so, especially with him having a Coach of the Year, award. Like, that's honorable. That's something that, gets noticed. Like, it wasn't just given, it probably had to be voted on. So, like, I think that Brajan Thomas can't go 2 for 8 from the field. I think that Ahmad Smith can't just take one shot. I think he has to be entirely more aggressive. I think that CJ Link, I think he's doing an all right job. I don't think he's playing too bad. I think he's playing within the game as well and taking shots when they're necessary. There are times where he will duck his head and not see the open man when he draws to. But I believe that's from, him feeling like maybe the team isn't playing as well as it needs to, so he might have to do it himself. Keyshawn Williams stepping up, being very confident in this game, went out there, got 14 points on 7 shots. That's big. But I think these pieces just have to get utilized the right way. The Thunder, I mean, yeah, you possibly played the top 4 teams in the league, but the fashion that these guys are losing in is not the talent that they have on the team. But also going up against this team was really hard to beat. And like you said, Mr. Peoples, about Otis, him being, taking a back seat or a lesser role isn't necessarily what he had to do. It was playing to the strengths of his game within the team. I felt like he was doing things that, like you said, I felt like he was doing things out there that like wasn't his game necessarily, or him like he knows he can do it, but like those aren't necessarily the best spots for him or the best places for him to be. And he's a very smart basketball player. Like Otis is not an idiot whatsoever. Like he understands where people need to be, like who drops, like he can see and he has better vision than most people, know, but don't understand. Like he can see the court. So, you know, he was in positions where he could make a play. And he made a couple good passes. He made like they might not have finished them, but he made a couple good passes in the game, and he took inside shots. Didn't take one 3-pointer. Like it wasn't available, and he was also getting other people open by screen. Like and he hustled for he had how many rebounds did he have? He had 4. I mean that's something. When you got Latrell with 7 and Antonio Marshall with 10, I think that helps the team. You see what I'm saying? But Tyree Mosley doing what he does naturally, he's gonna get his when they're necessary. Kwani Blackman, very underrated piece on this team. I think that like he's almost like the Andrew Wiggins was to the Warriors for real. Do you get where I'm coming from? You get the vibe I'm saying, like how Andrew Wiggins was for the Warriors in the finals. He was carrying them until the star players got it together.
Doing the little thing.
For real, like KB is making the right passes, getting the right rebounds, making the right stops, picking up the best defender, picking up the best offensive players down the stretch. Like that type of dude is somebody that like carry you in big games. So
I wonder who Draymond Green.
Otis.
that would be Otis. But that's not a knock. That's not a knock.
No.
If you ask me. That's not a knock. That's not a knock. But that he would be that, like that type of impact. He would just have to have more energy though. If he was more energetic, if Otis had like hustle, then I think his game would be like elite. He'd be able to play an elite like role like that. But I don't know.
Yeah.
But Mr. Peterson, go ahead. You got the floor. What you got to say?
All right, I'm gonna just go ahead and get the Warriors out the way. So Tyree really did his thing. Tyree was making Tyree type shots. Only Tyree can make those type of shots. You double team him, he making them. It's just we had no answer for Tyree. And adding Antonio Marshall didn't make anything any better when you're trying to find yourself as a team. We ain't found who he is yet on defense. So with them adding another lethal guard in the backcourt, that didn't make it any better or any easier. And let's see. That's all. That's really all I gotta say about the Warriors team. They're a great team, and adding Antonio Marshall just took them over the top. Now it's a lot to say about the Thunder. Let me go ahead and get into this. It start with 2 or 3 things.
You know your boy is listening.
Yeah, you know. Discipline, leadership, and defense. We missing all 3. I feel like as far as the discipline and the leadership, we have nobody to like actually control anybody on the court. Like we do whatever we want to do. Nobody gonna tell us what to do. We need like somebody to step up and be that voice to tell us like what to do. And then we're not a bad team. Like we got everything you need, but I feel like a few players on the team haven't found themselves yet. Like Brazion he's not being Brazion. Cam and CJ is better than what they showing. I don't know if y'all know Devontae Arnold or anything, do y'all?
No, I haven't known him before this.
Yeah, Devontae is better than what he's showing. Keyshawn, Dubs, I feel like Keyshawn not playing both sides of the ball. Like he's showing up on offense, but on defense he's being a little like iffy. Then Ahmad, I don't know. He still got to find himself right now. So, yeah, I just feel like we ain't got the identity yet. We don't know who he is right now.
So now this is a question I do have for you. So, what about yourself? You named everybody else. but you didn't say anything about Antoine Peterson. What is Antoine Peterson not doing for this team?
I'll say, over the last 2 games, I took more shots than I usually, what I did the first 2 games. So as long as I keep producing as far as that, keep attacking, I feel like we settle for threes too much.
Yeah,
I feel
4
like
for
only
22.
two. I feel like only 2 or 3 of us try to get to the rim. Everybody else will settle for threes. If we all just get to the rim, maybe we get respected and get our calls like we be looking for.
Right. I agree. That's a good point. That's a good point. You settling is not, the referee see you settling, they're not gonna blow the whistle. That's the truth. In this league, especially.
Yeah, they don't never respect us, especially me. Yeah, we're not a bad team.
Y'all not a bad team. Y'all just gotta find y'all
we
role.
played the top 4 teams.
Arguably.
Arguably the top 4 teams. Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
If we had like preseason rankings, that'd probably be the top 4.
All right, guys. Spurs at Magic. With Spurs win 63-52. First half, 27-22. Spurs win the first half. Spurs win the second half, 36-30. Both teams stepped it up in the second half, but the Spurs just too much to handle as they take the victory. 18 points for Casey Garrison for the Magic. You have Marcus Pope with 18 points and 15 rebounds. It's a big game for Marcus Pope. Nobody else higher than 4 points. You had TJ Wicks with 4 points. On 1 for 10 shooting, 0 for 5 from the 3-point line, 2 for 5 from the free throw line. And he also had 1 rebound. Edgar Townsend with 4 points, 7 rebounds. CeCe Malone, 2 points, 2 rebounds. Alex Mishner with 3 points and a rebound. Just not much. 19 for 61 from the field for the Magic. But the Spurs with a very low scoring win, surprising to me personally. Octavius Davis with 10 points, 3 rebounds. Micah Bradford with 16 points, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds. He shot 4 for 15 from the field, 2 for 10 from 3. Hit all of his free throws though, 6 for 6. Then Gerald Duckworth, 8 points, 2 for 6 from the field, hit 2 threes, hit 2 free throws. Jeremy Davis with 6 points, 6 rebounds, 2 for 6 from 3, 6 points. John Martin with 9 points, big contribution from him. He's not really usually big in the scoring column, but 9 points from him is a pretty good game. 3 for 5, hit 3 of his 4 free throws. That's a good thing for him. I guess I'll go first for this one. The Spurs are scaring me, guys. Like this 3-1 is from what I'm seeing from them, I wouldn't think 3-1. Just based on the way they've been playing the game. I feel like I'm not seeing the ball movement that I'm used to seeing. I feel like a lot of threes are being taken, but they're not after the ball has been moved. It's more so somebody comes up the court and tries to create their 3-pointer, or it's one pass to a 3-point shot. It's not a lot of ball movement like I'm used to seeing. And with a big man like Trey Johnson, I'm not sure why this team doesn't pick and roll, especially with the shooting ability that they have. Teams can't really zone them because of their shooting ability. So I don't see why they don't run pick and roll with Trey Johnson. That's or just plays where, just off screens where Trey rolls to the basket. Trey Johnson should have an easy 12 and 10 every game, if you ask me, with his athletic ability alone and finishing around the basket. And with 2 guards like Gerald Duckworth and Micah Bradford, I think that can happen. So this is a good win for the Spurs. They do pull it out and go 3-1, but I feel like this team also can be one of those teams that dominate the rebounds, and they really don't have anything. They have everything. They have shooting, they have inside finishing, they have rebounders, they have a big man, they have everything. They have everything on their team, and I'm just not seeing them produce it. Mr. Peoples, what you got?
Doc, Magic gave me hope. But I just don't know if they have that third person. Casey did what he did. I mean, I have grown to expect a good game out of Casey. He had 18. Marcus had 15 rebounds, 18 points. And that's what he needs to do every single game for them to have a fighting chance. Because if my 6'7", 6'8" guy gonna give me one rebound and 4 points, one rebound, 4 points as a team, what am I supposed to do with that? I can't. There's no way around it. And he's the youngest player on the team, the tallest player on the team, and you give me one rebound and 4 points. What is Casey Garrison, Marcus Pope? What are they supposed to do with that when the youngest player on the team and the tallest player on the team ain't doing nothing? So I honestly, they giving me a little hope, but I feel sorry because they putting their hope in TJ, and that's the wrong person to put their hope in. Sorry to say. Spurs, I'm with you, Walt. Like I'm concerned with their shot selection. I still feel like their culture is still intact, but I just feel like if they do these things against like the Grizzlies, the Lakers, the Nets, the Celtics of the world, then they're gonna have a big chance to lose. So I feel like, Micah going 2 for 10. My God, come on now, 2 for 10 from the 3-point line. Go ahead and start driving the ball in, son. And like you said, pick and roll with Trey Johnson. That's every point guard's dream to have a Trey Johnson on their team. And people will never see it or experience it until they actually start doing it. So I'm with you, Walt, with the Spurs, man. But like I said, Magic, they can have a fighting chance if TJ Wicks, and don't let me forget CC Malone either. 2 points, 2 rebounds. Come on. Can't do nothing with that. They're gonna roll in 1 and 11 if they keep rolling like this.
Man, Antoine, how you feel about them? How you feel about the Magic and the Spurs?
I agree with Mr. Peoples. TJ Wicks should not have 1 rebound at 6'8". Like, there's no way. Especially when you play most of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if Pope and Casey play that same way every single game, and then you bring along, if TJ figure out, like, get it going, they could win more games. But I really feel like this game should never been close. If Micah Bradford and Gerald Duckworth, like y'all said, put Trey Johnson in the pick and roll, they would score every time.
Yeah, I like that's.
It'll be easy.
That's easy. That's easy. That's easy for them.
Definitely get a good shot.
For them, for those two, man.
And you forgetting Trey Johnson could step out and shoot the 3.
He can't. He just hasn't. He hasn't. I don't even think he's taking one. He hasn't. I think he needs to be. I think Trey needs to take this just a little more serious. Like, I don't think he'd be out there playing for it. I think he just likes to play defense. But when it comes to offense, he really don't care.
I feel like he's just having fun with it.
Yeah, like he's having a good time. But like, I think if the game mattered, so if this was a championship game, I think we'd see the Trey Johnson that we want to see. You know what I'm saying? If he was used the way he wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he won $1,000, if he win this game, we gonna see the Trey Johnson that we want to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I think he just sees this league as a good time. I'm with my guys. I see all the people here. These my people. We play, have a good time on Sunday, go party. You know, like, I think Trey just is having a good time out there. If he decides to go out there and want to wreck something, it's a different type of team too. So like they need to. I feel like I want to see Trey start hooping. I want to see Trey start hooping. He ain't been hooping for real to me.
I feel like it's the same thing with Micah though.
Yeah, Micah been trying. He want to find a shot.
His game is better than that.
He's just been trying to find that three ball. He wants to see that three ball fall. For some reason, he just want to see it fall.
Because once it falls, it's gonna keep going.
That's the thing. He want to see it fall, and if it's falling, that opens up his driving lanes because you got to respect it. You know what I mean? So like Micah can get to the basket. He's very athletic. Like and he's very right, and he has a good jump shot. It just hasn't been falling for him. So I think once it does start falling, like I think that's what he's trying to do. Like once he can get his one of his first two or three to go, or two of his first three to go, then we might start seeing the Micah we want.
You're not in rhythm. You got to get in rhythm.
Yeah.
I feel like he's gonna get it going. You got Gerald Duckworth there now.
Yeah, him and Gerald, they gonna be all right. They're gonna be all right, and Ott gonna get his regardless. I think he did the most he could do with the touches he had. Octavius is 2 for 4 from 3, 4 for 6 from the field, 10 points. Ott is just his game just fits on anybody's team. You could drop him on anybody's team, he gonna do the same thing. You're not gonna stop him from doing it. The game isn't designed. His game isn't designed to be like fit in the system. It's just going to happen. Like it's just going to happen. Like
every team need a Ott.
Every team need a Ott. I agree with that. But
what he got to shoot?
Yeah. He trying to. You see, he's shooting better this season. He's not shooting bad.
You couldn't get him in high school.
We're going to the game of the week, though, y'all. We got the Lakers and the Nets, which was a very, very good game. The Nets just took it away at the end, 68-59 this game. Dennis Koger with a typical Dennis Koger game that we know him to have, former MVP, reigning MVP, should I say, of the season. Nets moved to 4-0. Lakers dropped to 3-1. Dennis Koger, 21 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists. 8 for 16 from the field, 4 for 8 from 3, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. He split absolutely everything. 24 points, 3 assists, 6 rebounds for Martavius Laster. 9 for 14 from the field, 6 for 9 from the free throw line. He was definitely getting to the rim, getting to the free throw line, knocking down most of his free throws, ended the game with 24 points. Then you had Jameer Hines with 2 big 3-pointers at the end of the game to give him some separation from the Lakers. They were back to back, and those were his only two shots made outside of 2 free throws. He ended with 8 points, and then you had 4 points from everyone else. And Troy Louis hit 3 out of 6 free throws. Good job getting to the line for him. He also had 7 rebounds, second on the team behind Dennis with his 12. And for the Lakers, Andre Robertson Jr. had 21 points, and Terrell Hendricks with 22 points. Both of them shot pretty well from the field, 7 for 12 for Robertson Jr. and 9 for 18 for Hendricks. 2 for 8 from 3, 2 for 4 from the free throw line. 8 rebounds go along with that. Not much production from everybody else. Devontae Barnes, 2 points. J.J. Calvin, 3 points. Tone Brooks had 11 points. 1 assist, 3 rebounds. He had 4 turnovers, though. 3 for 6 from 3. Didn't shoot bad from deep. Those shots came when they needed them, but just wasn't enough to put away the Nets. How do you take this game away, Mr. Peoples?
I'm going first again. All right. Oh man. So I mean, last week I think all 3 of us picked the Nets to win, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, we see why. No offense to the Lakers, but when we talk about the Nets, right? We talk about two MVPs. One was the MVP last year, and Dennis Koger, and one was the runner-up. But listen to the dynamic of this team now. They're playing Ronnie in his actual role as a point guard, and they playing Puda off the ball, which is helping Puda go downhill even better now, because he doesn't have to get
Worry
the
about
ball and do so
facilitating.
much with it. So that's big right there. And then when you got Dennis Koger stepped up in the big game, so no one can say he didn't step up this time in a big game. I think Dre Jr. said that last podcast, so I'm pretty sure Dennis heard that and said, "All right, I'm gonna step up against y'all," and he did, 21-12. Then Puda 24-6. But to me, unsung hero was Troy Louis. 7 rebounds, even though he had 3 points. But if you see, I mean, we all saw the game. Just his activity, being able to dribble as a big man, because he handled the ball sometimes when the defense was on the guards, and he was able to handle the ball in transition.
He has a great handle.
Yeah, and things of that nature. He still hasn't showed everything that he can do. So, I mean, adding him was big for them, especially not having Mook, especially not having Sammy. And then, of course, the Lakers say, well, we didn't have Mark. But, yeah, they didn't have Mook. They didn't have Sammy. So, I mean, both teams didn't have vital parts to their team. Lakers, I mean, I don't really have much to say about the Lakers. I feel like they'll bounce back next week. And hopefully I don't know who they play next week, but we'll talk about that in the next segment. But yeah, the Nets just played a better game, a better complete game than the Lakers did. So yeah.
All right. I'll go second for this one. I think the Nets played the way that they needed to play. I think, like you said, Ronnie Jackson being one of the vets, very smart player, and with a great handle, good mid range shot, being a threat offensively, like not necessarily going out there chucking anything. He took shots when they were necessary and made them when they were necessary, but like just being the ability to make shots so he can be able to make plays. It's like it's easy to guard a point guard that can't score. Right. Like it's easy, but he's a scoring threat, and him being able to let Puda play off the ball also allows Puda to drop and get more rebounds as well. Like to be able to get down low and like get those offensive boards that he gets and goes back up with. This team just has an identity. Like they just have an identity. They know who they have. They know who to work with. They know how to make everything happen. The Nets. I think once I didn't see Mark, the Nets, it just was easy pickings for me, honestly. I didn't think anybody else was going to be able to step up. Dre Jr. is the one that did step up, but Tone Brooks just didn't. I think he needed more shots. I think he needed more shots. That's pretty much what that came down to. But outside of that, I think the Nets played the way they needed to. And what you got, my guy? Sorry.
Yeah, this was. Huh? Shut your phone.
No, that was just my phone. You good? Go ahead.
Well, yeah, this game definitely lived up to the hype that got built around it. I say the Nets is really like an unstoppable team. I feel like everybody on that has the IQ that a lot of teams don't have. Like they're all used to playing with each other. They know how to play the game of basketball all together. Yeah, I just wish like both teams had they full rosters there. Like the Lakers had Mark and the Nets had Sammy. I wanted to see what that looked like.
And Mook.
Yeah, and Mook. Mook is one of them players that I don't think get they flowers for the things he do. Like he get overlooked when you think of the Nets.
You don't overlook it when you play him.
Yeah, when you actually
when you're out there, you feel his presence on the court for sure. He's gonna be a presence on the court for a fact.
They also didn't have a coach in itself. Chill Will wasn't there.
Chills wasn't there either.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this team, they know who they are. But Ronnie was there. That's what Ronnie was there. That's a difference too. Like them boys know how to play though. They have an identity.
And like y'all said, I just feel like Tone Brooks should have got more shots.
Yeah, Tone
Definitely.
needed more shots for
If
sure.
you want a chance to win, he got to get more shots.
Yeah, Tone
And
has
make
to
them.
take shots. He got to take shots. Even if Tone is not making shots, he has to take them. It's a part of. It's a part of. We know what Tone can do. So like, if he takes shots, it's gonna draw. It's like a magnet. It's gonna draw the defense in no matter what, because you know if he catches fire, it's rap. So you don't want Tone to make anything.
Once he hit one, he's
If he
gone.
hit 1 or 2, like he was 3 for 8, that's not bad. That's one shot away from 50%. He makes one more shot, he's hit 50%. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a knock, you know. And he was 3 for 6 from three. He had three threes, so he was
I feel
shooting
like
the
you
ball
need.
well. Like
I feel like you need more production out of JJ Calvin too, though.
they don't. JJ's never. I don't think.
I feel like he don't get used right.
I think it's his personality as well. I think his personality is like when he knows he has talent on the team that can do the things that he can do as well, he'll defer and do the things that other people can't, like his hustle, his rebounding ability, his ability to push the ball up the court, playing above the rim, stuff like that. Like everybody can do that in his and JJ is an athlete. He can
Yeah,
run faster
Yeah,
than you, he
I
can
like
jump
JJ.
higher than you,
I
he
done
got a
seen
nose for
him.
the ball.
I done seen him dominate people.
Yeah, so like if he's used in the correct manner too, and this carpet is also another thing. I'm gonna say that
Yes,
we
it's
are all
hard to
carpet
dribble.
guys.
It's hard to dribble on that carpet.
It's hard to make things happen. But yeah, no, I agree with the JJ part.
But it shows also how important, like for real, that Mark is to this team, though.
Yeah, Mark is very important to this team's success.
Definitely. I think he's the tallest player on the team, man.
Oh yeah,
Mark,
oh yeah,
yeah, he
Lakers,
is.
yeah.
I think he's 6'4", I think 6'3", 6'4", something like that.
Yeah, he would have been great on Dennis.
That would have been nice. That would have been nice. Definitely would have been nice. But we'll move on to the next game. This was my game of the week. This is the game I was looking forward to the most. The Bucks versus the Heat. And surprise, surprise, the Bucks only had 5 players, like the Heat did last week.
And pulled it off.
Oh my God. Quan Shaw. Quan Shaw. That is all I'm going to say for this game. Quan Shaw, player of the week. This is an easy ballot for player of the week. So what I'm gonna start first with this one, guys. Let me go over the breakdown first, though. We have Milwaukee. Well, the Bucks win this game 69-65. First half was very close. 42 points from the Heat, 41 from the Bucks. Heat were winning going into the half, and they were winning most of the game. The Heat were winning most of the game, and the Bucks just like I did not see anybody from the Bucks get tired. Not one person from the Bucks get tired. And they just, except Quan. Quan kind of got gassed at the end, but he was pushing. Like, whatever gas he had in the tank, it was dripping. He didn't have nothing. He was like pulling everything he could. But second half was 28-23, Bucks favor. From the Heat, Jalman Sullivan with 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Kamari Pickens with 10 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist. Miko Sullivan with 12 points, 5 rebounds. And he had 2 fouls, 2 turnovers. He was trying to find his way, but nice 12 and 5 from him. Definitely good job rebounding down there. Trey Anthony, 12 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Good game from him. I like to see his activity out there, as he's actually one of the more improved players, if you ask me. Seen him play better than I'm used to in the actual league. But then you go to the Bucks. I think the biggest thing for this game was this guy, this Barrick Golden dude. Oh my God, Barrick is nice.
That's number 12, right?
Yes, Barrick is nice. He had 18 points and 13 rebounds with 2 assists. He would have had more assists, but his teammates were missing the dimes that he was throwing. He was dropping dimes, y'all. And Farrah Johnson, 8 points, 6 rebounds. And Quan Shaw with 36 points, 15 rebounds. That guy, 36 points and 15 boards, 12 for 19 from the field, 2 for 4 from the three-point line, and an amazing 10 for 12 from the free throw line. his kryptonite free throws. He shot 10 for 12 from the line, and the only one he missed was at the end when he was gassed. He missed one at the end. It was he was, and then he missed one for an and one, I believe. But
LeBron James.
no, that man was balling, guys. That man was balling. At the end of the game, he did a move that I've never seen him do before. I'm like, did he just do a behind the back spin, double toe tap, pump fake, get the foul? I'm like, what is he this
Oh,
is this
not
Quan Kwasnicka? Like, is this what is this? Like, he was going crazy. I ain't gonna lie. But this was a great win for the Bucks. The Bucks moved to 3-1. Heat fall to 1-3. Ooh, we guys. I think I said everything in my introduction. I don't think I need to say anything else. I think I will say about the Heat though. I do like the pieces that they have. I think that when they get things together and they come and play again once they've been on the floor, use Darian Bosby and Trey Anthony, who's still having a stellar season. 12 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Like, he's still putting up good numbers. He's number 12 in scoring in the league, by the way. If y'all didn't know, Trey, when I look, I think before this game, he was number 12.
Most improved player.
So come on now. Like, I think that's for him to have this type of game. I think this is big for him, his confidence, understanding what he can do now that he has a team where he can use his game in a proper manner and play more comfortably. Yeah, that's all I got about the Heat. I think they're gonna be fine. I think this record doesn't show how good this team is.
No, it don't.
That's all. Yeah, it don't. That's all I'm gonna say though. But we'll go with you can go ahead, Antoine, Mr. Peterson. What you got?
I really like this Bucks team. I don't know who what's his name?
But Barrick. That's Barrick
Oden.
Just call him Barrick.
Barrick. Yeah. I don't know where he came from, but he is what they needed. He played a good game.
Yeah.
18 and 13. Yeah, I don't know where they found him at. he played like he was a professional player somewhere.
Yeah, he played in college.
And then Quan Shaw, 12-19. I feel like this team fit Quan. He actually could be the star.
Yeah, Quan can be the
that's
best
why
player
I feel like he's playing better this year.
Yeah,
because it's like it's his team.
And he has shooters. Caleb and Evan are like great shooters. So like he gets all the space to be able for not to be double teamed. Like, like that's amazing. Like that's great. And now you got Barrick.
And Caleb didn't even have a Caleb type day.
But but I would rather Caleb go 0-4 than 0-0.
Any day.
Do you get what I'm saying? That's the type of that's the type of stuff I'm saying. Like he can have, but I like this Bucks team too. That's all I'm gonna say. I agree with you on that.
The Heat, they still finding themselves. You know, it's Kamari and Miko first game back. I mean, first game in general. Yeah. I feel like in the next upcoming weeks, this Heat team gonna start winning games, and you're gonna start really seeing who they really is. Right. You know, Bosby gonna be Bosby. Yeah, he had a bad day, but next week he'll have a good one.
Yeah.
His rotations is weird too. I just like how Trey playing this year.
Yeah, I like how he playing too. Very aggressive.
Yeah.
He's being very aggressive.
And that's all I got to say.
What you got, Mr. Peoples?
Well, as everyone know, I didn't pick Miami like every week to win, like every week. Because I knew who they had coming, and as I text some of them, I'm like, I need to find an identity of playing with one another because at a crucial point of the game, we have too many ball dominant players. Y'all need to find out your identity as a team. That's all I told them. And you know, I like Antoine said, like I really feel like they're gonna win a lot more games. I still see them probably because I still got to play the Lakers of the world, the Grizzlies of the world. Wait a minute, who have they played? Have they played like the Nets?
No, the Heat. he'd have played. I don't think they've played like the top teams yet.
They played the Warriors. No,
Yeah,
they
they
played
played
the
the
Lakers.
Warriors. They
Right,
played
and they
the.
lost to the Warriors
Oh yeah,
by
they
like
played
5.
They played the Lakers too.
the Bucks and the. They played the Lakers. They played the Warriors, the Lakers, and the Bucks.
And they lost by 10,
And
And
then
Philly.
they
Sixers.
lost by 6. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
They had it.
to just go back, like Antoine said, I feel like they're gonna play a lot better. Miko is definitely gonna get his legs under him and start playing better. Honestly, Miko can be a MVP candidate. But he won't be this year. But he can be as years go along and things of that nature. So basically, I'm saying look out for him because he can be an MVP candidate. The Bucks. I saw Barrett play for Olivet a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, man, okay. And when I seen him walk in yesterday, because he hadn't came to any other game, I said, oh snap. It ain't gonna be easy. It ain't gonna be that easy. And it wasn't. Barrett, I already knew Barrett was gonna put in work because I knew he could shoot, he could drive, he could pass. And just adding that with Quan, Quan is my front runner for MVP. I know people are like, what?
That's not a bad pick for the
He's
role that he got
runner.
for this team. If this team keep winning and he keep playing like this, why not?
Easy.
Why not?
He's my
why not?
runner. But this is my concern because if you notice, the only bad game he had is when Brian Hernandez played, and
that is true
because it took away more shots for Quan of him getting the ball down low. So that's my only thing. When Brian is there, are they still going to utilize Quan the way they need to? So that's the only thing that I would have a concern about the Bucks is when Brian is there, is he still going to use Quan the way that they need to by giving him the ball underneath and letting him go to work? If they do, oh my God, yeah, top 3 in the MVP race this year.
He has a dominate mentality. Like he wants to like not do only like he want to like slam you. He want to slam you through the floor. Like he and I think somebody went for a dunk or got a dunk. And then he had a chance to get the dunk too, but he was like, I'm gonna get this. Like I know he wanted to go for it, but he really wanted to win. And he knew he had 5 people, so he went for the layup. Like, so I'm like, this man is like really thinking about like winning and dominating. You know what I'm saying? Like